Hi, my name is Agata. Welcome in Agata's Cottage. I have a new series coming for you. It's called Style Without Boxes: Life, Roles and Clothes After 40. This series made me feel a little bit vulnerable, so please bear with me. I started this series to document new style journey for me. I'm 44 years old. I'm plus size, a woman who has many roles, and I feel invincible and lost. I feel caught in between. I'm not young enough for young people fashion. However, I don't feel old enough for the safe options that fashion industry and internet is pushing at me. I'm caught in between, forgotten. Today I want to share with you what sparked this journey for me, why now, and how I realized I lost my style identity. Fall is my favorite season. I love cozy, comfy clothes, hot tea, and rain. I love long walks and sound of the leaves rustling under my feet. And I love sewing for clothes. I'm always surprised how quickly fall starts in Ireland. There's a specific day that I know fall is coming every single year in my 19 years here. Bank holiday in August, Monday bank holiday in the evening. There is just something special in the air. It's smell of change, smell of coziness, smell of crispiness in the air. It doesn't matter how hot the day is, in the evening, this smell appears. And this year, 2025, was not different whatsoever. For me, that day is always a sign that I need to start looking into things for school because school is starting soon. Our car needs to be serviced and our boiler needs to be serviced. I need to start thinking about Christmas gifts and making gingerbreads. In the last 5 years, since I started sewing more clothes, it's also a sign that I need to start sewing for fall. In last few months, I started using Intix. It's a wardrobe app. I got introduced to it by Sarah, Nottingham Crafts, and decided I'm gonna catalog all my clothes. I was convinced it's gonna take me weeks because I have so much clothes, and it took me a few hours. And it made me realize that I don't have that many clothes that I can, leave the house in. You know the feeling you have when you open your wardrobe and you say, I don't have anything to wear, even though it's full. I can honestly say I don't have many things to wear. And it wasn't by design, it was just an accident. Going uber minimalistic, it wasn't on my plans. If you are here any length of time, you know I'm not minimalist by any means. Just look at my fabric stash. But it just happened. Things got used up and they haven't been replaced. Things got too small or they got damaged and they haven't been replaced. And one garment at a time, my wardrobe become very, very limited. You know what they say about cobbler going barefoot? I'm a sewist without many clothes. In order to fix the gaps in my wardrobe, I decided I'm gonna go and do list of things that I need to make, and without making it too boring, I went on to Stash Hub, mark all the patterns that I wanted to use. Then I went through all my magazines with hot cup of tea, cozy on sofa, read through all the magazines, had a look on all the um, pages, marked all the patterns that I wanted to, and I was like, okay, that's definitely too much. So I decided to edit everything. However, I wasn't entirely happy with doing it on my phone, so I dig all the patterns that I considered making, made a huge mess in our living room. I have a picture of a partial mess here. And I edited my choices. So I limited myself to few garments for each category, thinking, okay, it won't be that many overall. It seems still big enough because I filled up Kallax box with Big Five and a printout of the indie and magazines. So I thought I need a bit of help. So I took my box with all the patterns that I wanted to make and I typed everything into a Google document and decided I'm gonna ask my handy PA, aka AI Ruby, to help me with um, organizing my thoughts, because at that point I was feeling so overwhelmed that I need second pair of eyes to just categorize everything. So I outlined for Ruby few of the categories that I considered um, important or vital for my wardrobe, and I asked her to split the patterns. I At that stage I had comments what color, what fabric I want to use, whatever I have this fabric in my stash or not, and I asked her could she sort it out, and she was great help. AI can be great help if used responsibly. So she outlined everything, split things for me. Um, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna need a day or two to think about this, you know, sleep on it, and I will move things around if needed. So I printed out the pages with all the outlines. I know I'm old style in this regard. Went through everything in middle of the night because that's what you do when you have perimenopause and you are up at 3 a.m. for no apparent reason. Move things around, and life happens. Didn't have time to work on any of my plans. I had other videos that I promised you guys. I had project dress a girl dresses. I had school life for Alice, and there was a lot of going on. So I put those things away. The box with the patterns went under my cutting table. After a few days, I reached out for my list, and I realized I don't really want to make any of those outfits. They seemed too safe, too not me, too polite. And I got really disheartened because I wasn't feeling like me anymore. And it made me realize I'm missing something. I started researching whatever style is important. Do we need to style our clothing? What's the correlation between style and identity? What the clothing means for us in the modern society. And I learned a lot of valuable lessons. I did some experiments, but I will talk about that in video number 2 for this series. I was working in professional office settings since my early 20s until Alice was 6.5 years old. That was January 2019. She needed me, and we were in fortunate enough position that with certain sacrifices and certain changes to our lifestyle, we could allow ourselves for me to be home with her. I have to admit I was worried about this. I never had aspiration to be a stay-at-home mom. I was always career-oriented, and I was worried that I will not be able to handle it well. Actually, in my old office, there were some bets going on how quickly I will want to come back. Some people were giving me 3 days. I was workaholic, working 50, 60 hours a week. To surprise of everyone, and actually myself the most, I didn't want to go back. I was happy home with Alice. I was so glad I can walk her to school, listen about um, what she dreamed of or what she's hoping for from a day. Walking back home and listening about her day, who did she play with, who got in trouble, and things that bothered her. I was happy we could bake cookies together and do some fun stuff. We were playing dress up and playing with dolls and building Legos. I loved reading books with her, going to the library and just enjoying ourselves. In addition to that, I loved the fact that I didn't have to wear always black, gray, or navy, that I didn't have to stick to the smart dress code. Although my office was relatively relaxed and it was smart casual, because I was a manager, there was a little bit more expected from me. And I was happy I don't have to wear heels, and I can wear color. Don't get me wrong, I love my suits, I love my shirts, and I do love ties. I was enjoying lack of heels and not needing to wear makeup every day. I felt relaxed and free. However, over time, I let that part overtake me. I lost my edge. I fell into trap of leggings, tunics, and ponytail, and over time, I disappeared. It's definitely not easy to admit I stopped trying. A couple of months ago, Alice had assignment in school about bringing shoes of the family member. Basically, the assignment was walking in someone else's shoes. And the day before the assignment was due, Alice and I went through my shoe closet. Like, in fairness, it's just a shelf. And we digged through my old favorite heels. She picked a pair of vintage Pierre Cardin shoes that I got many years ago that do not fit me any longer, but are special. However, when we were doing this experiment, I was trying on some of my heels, and I put one of my favorite pair of heels that made me always feel like a boss. And Alice said that the moment I put the heel on, my whole demeanor changed. The way how I moved, the way how I hold my back, how I looked, even how I smiled. She said that I look scary, demanding, nothing like soft, cuddly mom she knows. She didn't like that look whatsoever. But sometimes I miss that Agata. I feel like I'm on a crossroad. I don't find myself wanting to wear outfits that 20 years old are wearing on Pinterest. However, the safe options of ladies in their 60s that are on Pinterest are also not me. I feel like society doesn't know what to do with women in their 40s. We are too old, but not old enough. So that's how it all started. Dreadful feeling of being invincible and a spark that I wanted more. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about what style does for us. Creating connections, being option for expressing ourselves, giving us confidence. And I will also discuss how I will break my wardrobe to fit into many roles I carry in my life.